Yo, what's going on, guys? Cordy here, and welcome back to another Paragon video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the tanks. The tanks are going to be mainly played in the solo lane, but you can, however, play them in the jungle. The tanks are kind of similar into the warriors. If you guys watch my warrior build, they're very similar. Your goal is just to get to the back line and disrupt. You're going in, you have CC in your kit, you have escape in your kit. So you can go in there and just be a frontline. You're just being a tank. You absorb a lot of damage. So for the tanks, the karma spells that you want to go for is going to be teleport. Teleport is just really good. It allows you to initiate the combat. You can go to the back line a lot easier. You can use your abilities, put those backliners back, push them back. That's going to be your main focus whenever you're diving the team. It'll also allow you to escape if you're in a bad situation. Teleport just allows you to, disengage if you need to. The second karma spell is going to be there's two options. You can go into recovery. Recovery is going to allow you to just have sustain in lane. Whenever you're fighting, you're laning, you want to stay in lane and try to get as much farm as you can. That way you can, be tankier when it comes to mid late game when you rotate. So the health regen spell is going to allow you to stay in lane a little bit longer. The other option is going to be scout. Scout is just a really good item. More wards, the better. Whenever you start rotating, your mid to late game, you're the most tankiest on the team, so you'll have a little bit more survivability, which allows you to go deeper into the enemy jungle and put more wards out. So recovery or scout will be the other second option. It's always going to be teleport, and then whatever option you want to choose from there. All right, as far as the tank builds go, tanks are pretty standard. You're always going to go pretty much the same build. You're going to start off with 2 potions of the health potion, and you're going to get the bright stone. It's going to give you the health, the mana, and then whenever you're in lane, you're going to recover 2% max health, max mana per 5 seconds every time the hero levels up. This is really good to start off with. That way you can get some sustain in lane. And then in your first back, you should be backing at 600 gold. Whenever you have 600 gold, you have the mask. This will help you a little bit of health, but also deal damage. That way you can, do more damage to the enemy laner, and as well as doing a little bit more damage to the lane. That way you can just clear a little bit quicker. From here, it's going to depend on what the matchup is. If you have a physical matchup, then you're going to go in straight into building to Zemia's toy. This is going to build it from the mask into Zemia's toy, so it's an easy build. That'll be your first build. If you're going into a magical, then you'll depend on what the matchup's going to be. If the matchup is magical and they have hard CCs, then you'll go into Blacksmith Scissors. If they're not a lot of CCs on the enemy team, you can go into a Swamp Cloak. It's going to give you a lot of defense, a lot of health, 10 CDR, and then the slow to keep them nearby a little bit longer. Another item you can go into is Pendant. Less magical, less health, but a little bit more power on my basics. And then from there, it's going to, again, just kind of depend on the solo role. Just depends on how the game is going. You counter build. You have to counter build. It just depends on what the enemy team is doing. If the enemy physical damage is a problem, then you're going to prioritize more physical. And same, if the magical damage is a problem, then you'll prioritize more magical damage. You'll prioritize more magical defense. Just a couple of good items here. It's got artificial gravity inductor. If the physical damage is a problem, this is going to give you 70 physical power, defense, health, CDR, and then when on the active, you're going to decrease the attack speed and physical power of the backliner. So if they have multiple rangers, or if that one ranger is just doing really well and you need to counter him, this is a really good item to go into. Zing's Claw Barrier, it's gonna, if they have a lot of healing on the enemy team, then you'll go into a Zing's Claw Barrier. You'll get 60 physical defense, 300 health, you'll passive reflect 10%, and then you'll reduce the healing by 40%. And then of course, another good physical defense item is going to be Guardian of Helene. If the enemy ranger is building crit, you go into Guardian of Helene. Physical defense, 300 health, 5% CDR, and then reduce the crit damage by 30%. It's a really good anti-crit item, and it's really cheap to 23.75. Super cheap item to get these stats, as well as reducing crit damage. And then the other magical defense items, again, I kind of went over with Blacksmith Scissors, Swamp Cloak, and Pendant. Now, throughout this entire build, if you have enough physical defense, even a magical defense, if you're feeling, you're comfortable, right? You're comfortable tanking. You're not dying really quickly by any particular ability, any particular damage type. Then a great item to go into is going to be Healing Nano Machines. This is going to give you 800 health, so just a lot more health, which actually synergizes with Zemia's toy. So the more health you have, the more damage you do. It's going to give you a lot of health. 10 CDR is going to obviously be great. And then on the passive, you recover 3% in max health every second out of combat for 6 seconds. So let's say if you're going in, you guys team fight, and you back out of the team fight. Rather than you backing into base immediately to get your health back, you can just stand back, give it a couple of seconds, and you can start getting that health back while you're waiting for the reinitiation. So this is a really good item to go into. For tanks, it's really hard to tell you like this is what you need to build in this particular order at this certain time, because it really does depend. Same thing for like the warrior tanks and the jungle and solo. It just really depends on how the game is going, how the enemy team is doing, who's doing what on the enemy team. So I can't really tell you this is what you need to build in this order. You just have to figure out, either look at these items and see, oh man, their ranger is like, he is fragging right now. He is starting building crit. Let me go ahead and get ahead of that and build crit. The enemy team has a lot of healing. Let me go ahead and get, anti-heal. Their physical damage is not doing anything. It's mainly their magical damage that is a problem to me. Let me get some more magical defense items online. So it really depends on how the game is going and how the enemy team is doing. Tanking is more encountering more the enemy team. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know what you think. Also, you guys, I have a Discord that I do stream on Twitch. All the links will be in the description below. Join me in Discord. Whenever I go live, I'll post them there. And also, if you have any more questions, you can ask me in Discord. You can come hang out with us in the chat. But yeah, guys, everyone take care, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.